Joe CALZAGHE hasn't lost a fight in 17 years.
CALZAGHE is fighting a perfect fighter.
They want to trade. CALZAGHE will land more. CALZAGHE begins to hammer it home.
As a professional, he has 52 victories, including 38 knockouts, and has captured 8 world championship belts. Considered by many as the most talented and gifted pound-for-pound fighter of the past quarter century. Ladies and gentlemen, the former middleweight world champion, former super middleweight world champion, former 3-time light heavyweight world champion, and former WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr. For a decade and a half as a professional, he's never tasted defeat. For 11 years, he is a world champion. First, the universally recognized super middleweight king since 1997, with 21 title defenses, and now he reigns as champion at light heavyweight since defeating the legendary Bernard Hopkins with 45 bouts. He has 45 victories, including 32 knockouts. Here is the super middleweight world champion and reigning defending light heavyweight champion of the world, the undefeated Joe CALZAGHE.
Turn, guys.
At this time, let's have our fighters take their seats, because this is the moment we begin the official press tour to kick off. The announcement.
Thing about Madison Square Garden before I bring up this first gentleman to the microphone, and he represents MSG. It was my pleasure 25 years ago to do a fight that turned out to be quite a spectacular promotion. It was June of '83, and it was when Davey Moore defended his junior middleweight title against Roberto Duran. It was the first sellout since Ali Frazier 2, and the Garden was just electric, like it's going to be on November 8th. It was a great night of boxing for me. It was my introduction to Madison Square Garden as an announcer. Since then, I've had the pleasure of introducing professional wrestling with WWE and many great boxing events. Jay-Z concert, but the highlight, of course, my career at Madison Square Garden was when I got to introduce Godzilla for the movie premiere. That was a great night. But at this time, let me bring up the Executive Vice President of Sports Properties from Madison Square Garden, Mr. Joel Fisher.
Thank you, Michael. Good afternoon and welcome, everybody. I said many times, the Garden's made a strong commitment to continue. I couldn't do it without the backing of our ownership, Jim Dolan, Hank Ratner, who are both big proponents of the sport, enjoy it, come to all of our fights, and we're committed to bringing the best, the biggest, the greatest fights to Madison Square Garden.
An icon from the world of art, and especially his love of boxing and his passion for it is always displayed in his works of art. How about a round of applause for an American icon, Mr. Leroy Neiman here.
When Michael's introduced me, it's always been as a judge sitting at ringside judging fights. This is a little different. Not been put on the spot before to have to speak, but I think Joel Fisher said just about everything that could be said about this upcoming fight. And I'd like to reiterate and thank the two camps for choosing the great state of New York. And the State Athletic Commission is on hand to...
We're obviously very excited about this event. First of all, I just want to say Joe CALZAGHE is one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. His undefeated record speaks for itself. 21 consecutive title defenses, no small task. And Roy Jones, I was there, many of you were there last January when he turned back the clock and beat Felix Trinidad in Madison Square Garden. So he's going to have to turn back that clock again. He's going to have to put maybe 5 or 6 more AA batteries in it, because this dude fights a lot and often. We're here for one very special reason. This may come as a bit of a surprise, but we're happy and we're excited. 24/7. CALZAGHE versus
Mayweather. And it's so compelling, and hopefully everybody has high debt, because it blows you out of your living room. It's unbelievable. It's the type of thing that you can't wait for the next episode. It becomes just a great television, especially for sports and boxing fans. I mean, my wife didn't miss one episode since it's been on, and it's really the type of crossover thing that creates fans and gets fans excited about a big event. It's really spectacular. So at this time, I'd like to bring up members of Team Jones in honor of Roy Jones Jr. First of all, welcome to the podium, CEO of Square Ring Incorporated, Mr. John Wirt.
CALZAGHE, an undefeated fighter, 45-0, who's really an icon in his native land of Wales, which he's very proud of. On the other hand, we have Roy Jones.
Joe CALZAGHE's team and also our team. This fight is just a dream fight for me. We've been working on it for a few months now. And I'd like to take this time too, because personally to me, for this fight to happen, Joe had to get up off the ground and put an ass kicking on Bernard. Hey, thank you, Joe. That being said, these guys, and Joe is, to me, Joe's the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world right now, based on he's won 45 times, he's been in the ring 45 times. And I also know that Joe's the man right now. And I appreciate Joe giving Roy the opportunity. And I know that Roy Jones appreciates it. But to be the man, you got to beat the man. Roy Jones knows that as well. On November the 8th, Madison Square Garden, Roy Jones will be prepared. He will be ready. You'll get to see stuff you haven't seen in a while. And when it's all said and done, I think Roy will come out on top. And I wish both fighters good health and nothing bad happens, but we got to have a winner and we got to have a loser. So, thank you very much. Everybody, take care.
Pleasure to be here. It's always a pleasure to come back to New York. I'd like to thank HBO. I'd like to thank Madison Square Garden. I'd like to thank everybody here supporting this historical event that's getting ready to take place on November 8th. You know, it's a lot of speculation. People talking about boxers dodging each other.
It's a long Italian name. It takes a little time. Okay, I'm honored to be here on this special occasion to kick off a great fight between two future Hall of Famers and two future all-time greats. And this is a special presentation of Joe CALZAGHE as the world light heavyweight champion. All right, Joe holds a special, he holds a unique place in boxing history. He's the first fighter to ever win the ring super middleweight belt. And now he's the first since Henry Armstrong to hold 2 titles simultaneously. So the reason why we're allowing Joe
look this way, please.
We'll start off by saying hello. I think last time was through the public, I think, the fighter. And anyway, start off by saying hello to everybody. Roy, good job. Very rare, since I usually talk to the team until I have the fight. But this is one time I think I find I don't have to slack or bad talk or swear, which you always do. This particular competition, one thing I would say that Joe, in particular fight, has been slightly bit of pain in the ass because he gets shouted, Dad, I want to box Roy Jones. Joe, you fight this. Dad, I want to box Roy Jones. And it's been going for years and years. And sitting over here now, actually for that fight, Joe, you're pain in the ass, but we got it now, right? You got it, and that's the best part of it, because I said I've always respected Roy Jones. I said second to my boy, to be honest about it. But he's always one fighter I admire, because he has everything I think I wanted from a fighter myself. Speed, ability, movements, and very, very intelligent brain. And that's where the similarity with Joe, which I see. Definitely, if we had a choice to go for the cheaper route or the easier route, we could have done. The judge said, Joe, it was being a pain in the ass telling me one Roy Jones. And today, I'm proud of that. I'm proud of his request. I'm proud of my choice to say yes, let's get on. To be in Madison Square Garden now, next month or so, is an unbelievable dream. It's a dream that Joe always wanted. A dream I always wanted to fulfill. Joe fulfilled his dream. And here we are now. Respect to the guys, and you're definitely going to see a fantastic fight. I know for a fact, Roy didn't come here to sport.
Champion, former super middleweight champion, former three-time light heavyweight champion, and former WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr.
First, I'd like to thank God for blessing us all with the opportunity to be here. Without him, nothing would be possible, nothing would be moving, nobody would be nowhere, so got to do that first. What I want to start out by saying is, this is probably one of the biggest fights of my career, and it's been one of the most enjoyable fights of my career. And the reason it's already been one of the most enjoyable events of my career is because we already have defeated the odds. I had to deal with DK, as y'all call him, Doug King. He had to deal with another fella over there. I don't know if you want to say his name or not, but I think his name might be Frank Warren or something like that. However it goes, we got them out of the way first in order for us to get together and be able to make a fight happen. And it's strange because he's been a pain in his father's behind for a long time saying he want Roy Jones. And I've been that same pain over him saying I want your CALZAGHE. So it's so wonderful to finally be able to get together and make a fight happen. Now with me, I've been an athlete all my life. And to me, in sports, the one beautiful thing is that you never know a person for real until you get battle with them. And it's like, that's when you find out the true essence of real people, because you share something special that nobody else can come between. That's why when they robbed me and gave Montel Griffin my title, I was so upset, because in our camaraderie, I realized this guy quit. He's on the floor and y'all gave him my title. Unfair. So then I had to come back and show them that he's not one of those type of guys that I would be friendly with. If he were over here right now, I would be saying something different. I wouldn't be talking like this about him. However, Joe's a totally different case. When you got a guy that is a true athlete as yourself, you have to respect it. And you learn to respect that. People say, why y'all want to say nothing bad about each other? We got nothing bad to say about each other, but when it comes to number 8, we're going to give you every single ounce that we got from right here. Because we understand we ain't out there to kill each other, but we have to do the best we can to put each other on the canvas. And that all comes from right here. It don't come from here. As Florida and Oscar found out, it comes from here. You understand me? So I could be able to do a lot of talking, tell y'all what I'm going to do. I don't really do that, y'all know me. I can tell y'all now I'm going to be cute as hell, but I'm not about that. I'm going to look good, do whatever I do, believe that. Now I'm going to be looking right. I'm going to be in pretty good shape. I know I'm getting a little older, but every day I just seem to find new hairs and new beauty marks and stuff. And I don't know what the hell it is, you know? But I just keep seeming like I just keep getting better. So whatever happens, however it goes, I'm going to be in the best shape I can get in at 39 years old. This
gonna pour out on the floor. This don't go nowhere. This is born for this sport. But the beauty, I don't know. Y'all see the close-ups, y'all watch them close. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many more times I'm gonna be able to get it right through this, but when they get me real close, y'all watch this. This is something you're gonna cherish. Alright, my mama told me, boy, you better quit fighting. Getting cute, getting older. She right, but I can't seem to stop just yet. So y'all just keep paying attention. HBO has done a beautiful job of really making me look, I mean, they know how to magnify something that's already beautifully. They put a really good damn job. I got the young people. They've been making me look good for so many years. I mean, it's so bad that people say they want to see me fight, they want to see me commentate my own fight, they want to see anything I can do on HBO just because they love how beautiful I look on there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a wonderful thing. So hopefully, you know, me and Ross will talk, we'll figure out what else I can be doing on HBO. Sure, you got something else I can do, but we just have to figure out what it is. As you see, I ain't lost my neck for talking. So I still got it. I think Demetri Salita, you in the audience nowhere? There you go, yeah, that's the new man right there. New man on Twitter. We'll be fighting on the court too, so y'all make sure y'all keep your eyes open. And whatever y'all do, bring all your stuff early, sit down, cause I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I know it's gonna be a wonderful fight. You can't possibly go wrong. I don't do all that holding and stuff. I don't come to a fight to hold, I come to a fight to fight. But Joe threw enough punches that he gonna have us all tired. You ready to be prepared, he keep us all entertained all night long. I'm gonna be ready, y'all be ready, we gonna have all the entertainment we need, cause he gonna start punching about 7 o'clock the day before, and he ain't gonna stop till like sometime Sunday. Just be ready for it.
This next gentleman, Roy's opponent, he's currently has
He's out from Swansea, but that's Cardiff, not Swansea, so don't forgive me for that. But can I just say, obviously thanks to Madison Square Garden, HBO, Sky Sports, everybody concerned with this promotion, obviously Roy. After my fight against Bernard, I was wondering what else to do in my career, and there was only one guy that I wanted to fight. And obviously that's Roy Jones Jr. I followed his career from the amateur days, obviously the Summer Olympics, and he got robbed against the Korean. I've always been a fan. And what can I say, you know, to have my final fight in probably the best place you can fight in Madison Square Garden against one of the greatest fighters of the last 20 years, Roy Jones. That's what I want to do to prove myself, you know, and that's the only thing that's missing for my career. You know, Roy saying how pretty he looks all the time. I'm not bad enough, I'm too bad to be myself, Roy, you know. What really matters is who looks prettiest after the fight. So that's how I look at that one. But yeah, it's going to be a great fight. You know, I wasn't really up for my last fight like I should have been. You know, it's hard to fight somebody who just holds and hangs you all night. But with Roy, I know he's going to fight. You know, tremendous hand speed like myself, power, boxing brain. You know, so it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be the fight of the year. That's all I'm going to say is not to miss this because it's going to be a treat. So I'll leave it there. Okay, thanks.
Okay, after we're finished with this, we're going to have Roy Jones do television on the stage, right? Joe CALZAGHE will stay.
Roy, here you go.
Thank you, Roy.
I had 4 guys to fight you. Roy, I had 4 guys to fight you. I had 4 guys to fight you. Are we starting?
Just gonna handle it, make the presentation.
You want to record it?
I did a children's book on you and your son that I'm going to present for you for cancer research. Okay, all right, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Get a picture? Okay, thank you so much. We love the story. It's a beautiful story. How you love it upstairs. Thank you.
No, we're going to go upstairs.
Thank you. Okay, yes, that's fine.
Doc Stanley working on boxing at the Hard Rock Cafe, the man who makes the building rock wherever you go. Only, you're the only man in the world, Buffer, that people know you by your sight, handsome, definitely dressed, and the voice. Boy, first of all, we just want to thank God that you have overcome your little illness there. You're all in our prayer. I got a poem I got to send you. It is so good to see you again and know that you're well. You mean so much to us because you are the greatest inside and outside that ring like Ali. It's so good to see you, my friend. And thank
you.
Yeah. Buff.
Good to be here.
Hey, you know what?
In more ways than one, believe me.
It wouldn't be the same without you. Buff. CALZAGHE Jones, intriguing fight. 2 great guys. And this is amazing. This is the first time you've been at a press conference. Guys ain't dogging each other. Liking each other, saying complimentary things. You thought you're in the wrong spot, right?
You know what it is, though. I mean, we've got 2 fighters that are now mature fighters. You know, they're grown men. There's no even though this is a word from the press, there's no wolf tickets going on. They don't need to pose or posture themselves for the other guy or try to like psych the other one out. They both know what they can do. They're both businessmen at this point, but they both have that key ingredient that great fighters always have, the will to win. And they don't need any extra incentive by demeaning other fighter or by bragging that they're going to do this or that. They both know that they just have to train hard, work hard, and do their best on that night. And whoever can impose his will, the will to win, comes out victorious.
Yeah, that's exactly what Roy said. Roy said, what I like about CALZAGHE, the will, he's always out there to win. Roy, kind of rebirthed Trinidad. People thought he was dead.
Unbelievable, wasn't it?
Only in America.
Unbelievable, yeah. Who says that? Only in America.
But you know, it's funny you said that because Roy talked about the ability to talk to Don and let Don step aside and let this happen. Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's great. Well, you know, I mean, we just got a lot of people acting like grown-ups these days. You know, and it's great for the fans, isn't it?
Buff, you talked about June 16th, 1983, your first introduction. You couldn't have picked a greater night. A lot of people said that it was the last great night of boxing. June 16th, 1983, Davey Moore won the championship, I think, with 9 fights. Fought, I think, the greatest lightweight that ever lived and the greatest non-heavyweight in my time. And it happened to be Roberto Duran's birthday that night.
His birthday, and he threw a birthday party, and everybody came. A sellout, a walk-up crowd. They expected 12,000, I think, that night. All of a sudden, 17,000, 18,000. They're moving the scenery on us. And it was a great night for boxing. Great night for Madison Square Garden.
And you are a great thing for boxing. Okay, I'm going to let you go.
Okay. All right.
Buff, good to see you, man.
Take care,
God
man.
bless
You too.
Doc Stanley working on boxing.
Por favor, suscríbete a nuestro canal de YouTube Las 5 Esquinas de Nueva York.